So good morning. It is Dr. Mary, and I'm a traditional naturopath. I love sharing natural remedies with people, and I'm changing the things a little bit for 2021. For a while, I'm going to focus on a single herb and talk all about just that herb and what you can do. And today is going to be about garlic. So fresh garlic has many benefits, and um, we're going to talk about some today. I love sharing natural remedies with people because they work. They've been time tested. They've been around for centuries, sometimes thousands of years. Garlic has been around for a very, very long time. And I'm very, very pleased to discuss some of the things that I've used it for, and hopefully that you'll put some comments in the section below and tell me some of the things that you've used it for. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that you like this video and give me a thumbs up and that you share with others. I love hearing from you. So subscribe and click on the little bell so that you'll be notified each week when I do these presentations. Well, if 2020 taught us anything, it was to expect the unexpected. It seems like almost every day we were told what to do, what not to do. And it was like this cruel game of Mother May I or Father May I, depending on what state you're living in. And one of the purposes for these classes are to help you to regain some of the control you feel like you've lost, especially if you're before 2020, you were a person that went to a restaurant often or a diner or a coffee shop, and you really miss that venue. A lot of people rediscovered their kitchens in 2020. We had shortages. Well, other than toilet paper, we had, if you're a canner, you understand, jars and canning tops, lids were in short supply in 2020. A lot of people rediscovered gardening and canning, uh, and that's great, except that Ball and Kirk couldn't keep up with us. So it taught us some of the advantages of preserving food, perhaps being more prepared in case of emergencies. And uh, garlic is a great emergency food. It can be dehydrated. I personally don't like to do it because it really smells up. That and onions really can smell up a place. So I usually will store dehydrated garlic that is professionally done, but I do can a lot of different things. Our big Christmas present this year was a home freeze dryer, and I recently did a whole big box of apples, and it's really wonderful thing. I'll probably do a video on it in future. But let's talk about garlic. I've done a couple of videos on garlic. I actually have grown. I did this video where I showed where I picked the garlic right here. Is still full of dirt from my garden. Generally, I will rinse that off. Now, this is a hard neck garlic. That means that this particular stalk is hard and the cloves actually grow around that hard stalk. Now, a lot of other hard neck garlics will be clumped together like the ones that you buy in the grocery store. The cloves will come very close to that stalk in the middle. Some are soft where you can braid it. So this is like the one my sister grows. She has scapes at the top, but my garlic has this beautiful flower at the top. And this is a dried flower from garlic that I picked last August. And each one of these little buds are a flower. And they're great to, when they're fresh, I like to add them to salads, but dehydrated, they're a mild version of garlic, and they can be chopped up and used anytime a recipe calls for garlic. So I really like the ones that I grow because this can be picked usually in July. So it's in the allium family. And anybody who grows alliums can know that this is how an allium looks like. If you have chives, you can identify with a smaller version of this. Chives are also in the allium family. And the I'm not sure you can see it from here, but off of here is a really, really small version of a clove, and it's called a corm. And which I do, I stick back in the ground and I plant. And then the next year, I get this. This is one huge garlic. There's no cloves in it. It's one big garlic, like an onion, only it's garlic. And I love these because, instead of dividing these, cracking these off, smashing them, get rid of the skin, you've got one huge garlic that you can put in a recipe, chop up and put in a recipe. So I really like that. I've only seen one video where this Asian woman was talking about this particular type of garlic. Almost everything else are cloves. They have red garlic, they have black garlic, they have elephant garlic, artichoke garlic, which is basically the type of garlic that you get when you buy it from the grocery store. It's like this garlic. And, you know, it is a wonderful immune boosting herb because it's antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. And historically, garlic has been widely used in medicine for circulatory and lung ailments. So, how appropriate is it for what we're dealing with right now and have been for almost a year? Garlic is a great herb to take. Now, most of the benefit is in its raw state. And most people don't like to be smelling like garlic. Well, we have to stay home anyway, so why not? So if if you're coming down with something, one of the things you can do is take some garlic, a couple of the cloves of fresh garlic, chop it up real fine, add some lemon juice and warm water and a little bit of honey, and just whack that down and then go to bed and sweat it out. Now, unfortunately, the media have demonized fever. They want you to think that fever is a bad thing, but fever is actually one of the ways the body deals with getting rid of infection. It's a natural process that our immune system uses. And I don't know if you're familiar with the old shows where somebody will be sick and they're sweating it out. People are putting damp cloths on their forehead, and somebody will trade places with them and they'll say, "How's he doing?" And they'll say, "Well, the fever broke." So that means we're on the mend. But if you take something to break the fever, you lengthen the time that your body has to deal with the infection. So it doesn't make any sense to prematurely break the fever unless it goes above 103. Then you want to make sure that you bring the fever down, and you can do that, like I said, with the cold cloths, with alcohol baths. Alcohol will cause immediate temperature decrease. You can do tepid baths if it's a child. And one of the best ways to reduce a fever is to take an enema, because the body is trying to detox, and an enema is one of the best ways to detox. And yeah, you can use garlic in the enema. So it's a great healing experience. This is from Dr. Mercola, and he has some wonderful things to talk about on his website. If you click in garlic, and there's several different things, greenmedinfo.com. There's wonderful research on that website. I'll link to these in the description below. But it is well known and well researched that garlic is immune boosting through its antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal effects. So crush that baby up and chew it. And maybe make the other person sleep in another bed or something. So this is from a video I made, and I'll link that in the description below. But basically, it was an ear oil that I made. I used mullein, St. John's wort, and garlic. And these, I had a very short mullein plant. Now, normally they grow about 5-6 feet. They're very tall. But mine was only 3 feet. And every day I painstakingly remove the little blossoms there from, and it's sort of like a gladiola plant. So this will bloom, and then next day this blooms, and then next day this blooms. So it goes up this stalk, blooming as it goes along. So you remove the blooms and put them in a dish, make sure there's no bugs on them. And when you have about 30 of them, that's basically the recipe I used, you blend them with some St. John's wort. So you clip the St. John's wort blossom and crush a couple of cloves of garlic and pour olive oil over it. And then you let that steep in a warm place for, I think it was a week. And then you strain all that off, and you've got ear oil. But you've got more than ear oil, because in herbal medicine, we don't pigeonhole one thing for one thing. When we look at it like mullein is a wonderful soothing herb, and St. John's wort calms the nerves. And of course, the antimicrobial effects of garlic all blend together. So if you have a lung infection, you can rub this oil on your chest. I might even add some eucalyptus or pine to it to assist the lung healing effects of this oil. So it's a great oil to use, multi-purpose, not just for the ear. If you have an infection anywhere, it's a great thing to have in an emergency kit where you can use it for multi-purpose. There's even some research on how it helps to heal MRSA, which most antibiotics can't touch. So it's a great oil. If you have a sensitivity to garlic, the herbs mullein and St. John's wort might calm that. But if you give it a try and it doesn't work, you haven't hurt anything. So these are very safe herbs. and time tested, not just in a petri dish, but actually on people. So according to the Cleveland Clinic, raw is best, but there are some wonderful benefits from even just cooking the garlic and using it in recipes. Um, they say, of course, that it boosts the immune system. And it said, who knew boosting your immunity can be as simple as eating more garlic? According to one study involving 41,000 middle-aged women, those who routinely ate garlic, fruits, and vegetables had a 35% lower colon cancer risk. So 35%, no drug is going to give you that. So, whether now raw is best, they already admitted that, but cooking it is great too, because it's that scent, the alanine in the garlic, that creates the benefit. So a lot of people will use these Kiowa garlic, and it doesn't have, they take the alanine out. Well, it's not going to give you the benefit that scented garlic will. And I'm going to give you a little tip in just a few minutes while I get past these Cleveland Clinic statements. So it says also works as an anti-inflammatory. Research has shown that garlic oil works as an anti-inflammatory. So anytime you have inflammation, you can use your garlic oil. And it was easy to make and inexpensive. So if you have sore and inflamed joints or muscles, rub them with the oil. The Arthritis Foundation even recommends it to help prevent cartilage damage from arthritis. So if you're going for a run in the morning, you might want to put some of this on your knees and see if it makes a difference. Now, one of the things that I've picked up along the way too is capsicum. Now, capsicum is red pepper, and during the colder months, it's really nice to keep your knees warm if you add a little hot pepper granules, not flakes, but granules, to your ear oil and rub it in, and you'll feel the warmth of it. You might even want to rub it on your feet. The bottoms of the feet are a great uptake. They take it up into the body. And the interesting thing is generally with garlic, if you take it in on your feet, you taste it in your mouth. So that's how fast it works. Now we know that it works well for the lungs because you breathe it out. So it goes through the whole body very, very fast and effectively. So it also improves cardiovascular health. Research indicates that it can have a positive impact on your arteries and blood pressure. So researchers believe that red blood cells turn the sulfur in garlic into hydrogen sulfide gas that expands our blood vessels, making it easier to regulate blood pressure. So the good news is that you may be able to put your blood pressure medication away. You need to monitor it on a daily basis and make sure that you're keeping it regulated at a good level. So, and if you're going to do anything with medication, make sure you check with your doctor. So garlic also gives you better hair and skin. Garlic's antioxidants and antibacterial properties can clear up your skin by killing acne-causing bacteria. So again, another way to maybe put a drop or two of your garlic oil on a zit the night before and see how it penetrates the skin and clears up the infection that's causing the skin to respond. So it's always better to deal with the cause and not the effect. You could treat athlete's feet. I like to use tea tree oil with the garlic ear oil, and you can massage it into the toes, in between the toes. Always make sure that when you're done bathing that you dry the in between the toes. It's the moisture that builds up. You want to look into getting the socks that wick, so they're keeping the moisture away from your feet. And consider the amount of sugar that you're taking in, because fungus feeds on sugar. So that's something that you might want to look into. Now, also, there is, garlic possesses some very important compounds, and you may not want to smell of garlic. And so Nature Sunshine is a great way to take garlic, because the high potency garlic is treated with chlorophyll, and then also it allows it to only break open and digest in the small intestine where it's needed. And so that kind of gets rid of the taste and smell. And it says 1 tablet equals 1,200 milligrams of fresh garlic, and that's equal to a clove. So you might enjoy that. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can read more about the high potency garlic. And I really love it. It's just a great way to take garlic and be with people. So most of the garlic is planted in the fall, and like early September, when the ground is still workable. But you can also do it first thing in the spring, when the freeze, when the ground is not frozen anymore. And you want to break it up so you have a depth of about 5 or 6 inches. And you can amend the soil with either warm casting or blood meal or bone meal. Those are really good enrichments for garlic. But the beauty of garlic is that you plant it, that's it. It's not something you have to pay attention to all through the growing season. So I absolutely love growing garlic for that reason. I love when it grows this gorgeous big stalk, and I get one of these blooms on each stalk, whereas my sister gets these called Skypes, and she likes to eat these. She puts these in her recipes, and that she just chops it up and uses it. But I love these in salads. I actually will make I put some in a vinegar, and it turns the vinegar a lovely pink. I do this with chive blossoms as well. And it just extends the ability to use this wonderful herb, and makes it so that you can have it all winter long, even though you might have to buy it from a commercial source during the winter. So when the garlic is ready to harvest, you want to plant them about a hand's width apart. So plant one bulb here and then the next bulb here, and the root side down. So the root side that goes down, and the pointy side up. Not difficult. If you've ever planted spring bulbs, it's basically the same thing. So when you're planting your tulips early in the spring, you can plant your garlic too. So I'm not sure you have to dedicate a certain area of the garden. Most people these days are fitting things in, or they're doing a polycultural, diverse way of gardening, and it's working really well. In fact, sometimes when you plant veggies and flowers together, the pollination is better. Now, when garlic is ready to be picked, you can see my stalk turns brown, and I know that I can pull it then. And I have to be kind of careful. I actually get down close to it, pull up, and use a tool because in the early stages, I thought I could just pull on the stalk. And a lot of times garlic would stay in the ground. So then you can't find it. So it does turn, and sometimes it actually will fall over. Onions do that. When the onion is ready to be picked, the leaves will fall over, and then you know it's time to harvest. So that's a good thing. So we know that according to the Cleveland Clinic, that we've known that you get better benefit from fresh raw garlic, or if you want to do the garlic in a tablet form that's chlorophyll coated and sealed for protection, it is a great way to use it. I hope that you will look into making some of your own garlic oil. It is a wonderful, and it's antiparasitical, which there are some parasites that garlic does really well in killing. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little tutorial on garlic. Um, on next week, I'm going to be talking about ginger. And even though that's not something I grow, I think ginger during the winter months is a great herb to talk about. It has a lot of wonderful benefits that I'm not sure a lot of people understand. There's a variety of ways of using ginger to help assist with health. And so I hope that you click on the notification bell so that you can get notified when I have that done. And be sure to click on the description so that you can see the different links to the videos and that special garlic that doesn't leave an odor. And I hope that you get control of your life by watching videos like this, Dr. Mercola, Green Med Info. There's a lot of wonderful material out there. And I hope that you stay tuned and like and share my video and tell other people about it. And hopefully you make this a great day. It is up to you. And the choices you make can either be healthy or not healthy. So hopefully you make it a great day.